you're all doing well. It's time for coffee chat. So let me get on over to YouTube. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jocelyn. I am the Crazy Lamp Lady. I own Niknax.net. Niknax is one of the newest and fastest growing e-commerce marketplaces out there right now. We have live selling, we have multi-day auctions, and we have buy it now listings. We currently have over 53,000 members, over 117,000 listings, and over 5,300 sellers. So we'd love to have you come on over and hang out with us. It's a wonderful place to be, a great community of people. Yeah, we rock the house, that's for sure. Thank you for that, Christina. I would have never come up with that on my own. That's not something I normally say, so thank you for that. All right, I'm going to get us over to YouTube. I'm going to switch this over to subscribers only. And then we are going to get started. If you would like to go live, you have to sign up for onboarding. And I usually mention how you can do that in our coffee chats. So let me get us over here. I'm going to switch this over to subscribers only. We have a few things to go over today. It's like every time I do this, it's like my first time, and I have to like remember how to do it. 1 second. For those of you who are watching the replay, please remember this is live. Thank you. Yeah, I love this hoodie so much. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, yes. Subscribers only. You know what? Actually, that's a really huge compliment coming from you. I'm thinking that through in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did I just get a compliment from Casey Pauls? Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate everyone for saying it's very like a cute sweatshirt, but I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you. All right, so I just switched this over to subscribers only. So what that means is if you are over on I mean, I'll give you like 2 guesses to guess the brand, because I really only wear like 2 brands ever. Third brand, if you count Goodwill as a whole, that's like the third brand. It's Free People. I mean, everybody is like Free People. So if you're over on YouTube, you will have had to have been subscribed for 2 years in order to comment. I left my car unlocked. You guys are going to give me 1 moment. It's very important that I left my car here. So give me 1 second. I just go lock my car. Sorry, my car tells my phone when it's not locked. It's like, hey, you didn't lock me. I appreciate that. It's good that we all have this communication. All right, so let's get started, shall we? I'm going to pull up our notes. I appreciate all you for being here, for hanging out. As a reminder, there's a little store icon down somewhere on your screen. I guess if you're on a computer, it's somewhere else. If you're on your phone, it might be like on the side, maybe down in the corner. You can go check that out. I featured some items in the store from around our marketplace, and I would appreciate if you go check it out. Put some bugs in there in honor of our upcoming bug bazaar. There's some cute ones. I mean, saying cute bug is kind of a weird thing, but I did try to find some cute bugs to put in there for you guys. Let's see, notes. Here we are. Okay. So we've got lots to cover today, actually. I said earlier, we've got a little bit to cover, but we've got lots to cover today, so we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to crack open this coffee. Bugs are cute. I don't know. Every time I go to my sister's house on Saturday, my nephew is like a huge bug nerd. Like, she has all of these little like cages she buys for him. They're these little plastic cages, and he collects bugs. And then he like goes out and he turns over all these rocks, and he's got like these little like I would call them tweezers, but they're really like forceps. And he extracts them from under the rocks and he collects them in these plastic. So they're all stacked and they have all these little bugs. They have a rule that he can only keep them for like so many hours before he has to let them go. But like he's like, Auntie, look at this bug, and he sticks it right in my face, and I'm like, I've seen the bugs up like this close, and I can tell you that most bugs are not cute. I know from experience. I've seen them really up close. So I'm speaking from experience when I say that. But I will tell you, oh, maybe you're not supposed to shake that. Oh, shoot. Why didn't nobody say, Jocelyn, you're not supposed to shake that? You're like watching me shake this thing and you're like, oh yeah, she's not supposed to shake that. It's one of those Le Cologne draft latte. It's all good. It's fine. I'll just drink it when it stops spilling all over the place. Anyway, we should probably get started. Like I said, lots to cover. So we're currently at 54,408 members. You've done that before with it. I'm like shaking it like, like, oh, no big deal. Shelby's over there with her headphones on. She has no idea what's happening. That's 539 more members since last week. So welcome to all of our new members. Please, as we're growing, one thing I've been noticing more and more is that new members are not reading our guidelines. And I can say that because it's usually the new members that are like, well, they're violating the guidelines. And it's like, wait a second. In your exception, in your approval email, it said, hey, welcome to Niknax. Please review our guidelines before you start listing. And then right off the bat, it's like, wait a second. I have a sneaking suspicion that you did not read the guidelines. And there is a link to the guidelines in that email. So go read our guidelines before you start listing. You're helping yourself. You're helping the community when you know the guidelines. Because we do take our guidelines very seriously here. It's one thing that they don't take seriously elsewhere. I know that from experience. But we do take them very seriously here, and you will probably get a warning. You might get an email. It's never the end of the world. Business is business. A lot of our members know this from experience. If I do send you an email or a warning, it's not like I'm mad at you. We'll just be like friends again the next day. So no big deal, but please read the guidelines, know what's going on. I hold everyone to the same standard. Even if we're like besties, I'll be like, listen, follow those guidelines. So read the guidelines, know what's going on, know what's expected of you, and everything should be great. So next we have new sellers. We have 10 new sellers. I did approve 10 new sellers. I was going through applications this morning. Same as I said last week, one of the issues we're having is that sellers that are applying are not reading the application questions. We've got a lot of people applying that are not actually reading the question. It's like, I don't know, when you were in elementary school, if you ever got that one quiz where at the top, like the first directions for the quiz is like, if you're reading these directions, do not answer any of these questions and sign your name at the end. And then at the end, like the teacher waits and then they're like, okay, who read the instructions? Do you know that quiz? Did you ever get that one when you were in school? It kind of feels that way because I'm like going through these applications and I'm like, didn't read the instructions, and I'm just skipping them. I'm just skipping all of the applications that did not read the instructions. I'm getting emails from these people like, hey, did you look at my application? And I'm like, I did, and I skipped it because you didn't answer the questions. Like, come on, guys. I mean, we're not in elementary school anymore. You should have read the instructions. Didn't you learn anything from that quiz that you had in 5th grade? So I have over 1,600 applications. I review all the applications, and if you're not taking the time to actually read the questions, and I'm not going to take the time to read your application. That's just the truth. Please, if you are applying for Niknax, just answer the questions. And here's the thing: is even if you have not sold anywhere else, you could still have the opportunity to sell on Niknax. It's not like you have to sell anywhere else. One of the questions is, have you sold anywhere else? Just answer like, no, I haven't sold anywhere else. If you have sold anywhere else, please provide links to other selling platforms. My favorite is when somebody's like, yes, I sell on eBay. And then please provide links to other selling platforms. And they've sold on eBay, but they put NA. I'm like, you sell on eBay, but your answer is NA? Like, come on. Next. So, bottom line, if you're applying, answer all the questions, you'll have the opportunity to sell on Niknax. 116,100 listings. We're down a little bit, but that always fluctuates, whether people are having more live sales, whether they're going on vacation, all sorts of factors there. If you are selling on Niknax, I always encourage you guys to be consistent with listing. Make sure that you are always people are getting sick. That's true. There's a lot of people getting sick. Ash has been sick like constantly. It feels like he's constantly out of school. It's been wild. So please, be listing consistently. That's one of the ways to success there. All right. Happy Korean American Day. Korean culture and individuals have made a sizable footprint in the US and continue to do so. Let's search Korean on Niknax, shall we? All right, let's see here. Should we use the new website? I feel like we should. Like, how do I get there? Oh man, I need to drink more of this coffee that I definitely spilled everywhere. There's not even hardly any left because I feel like most of it's spilled all over the box. Let's see here. The best barbecue. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can get to the new website. And I was playing around. So if you are a tester for the new website, I made some really big changes this morning. So if you're like on there and you're like, whoa, what happened? I did a few things this morning. I realized I was kind of like, you know what? I don't like how much this looks like the old Niknax. And so I switched things up a bit. I got a little crazy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to change this. And so I have the right to do that. So, okay. All right. I'm going to turn you guys around. Here we go. Yeah. I was like, you know what? This looks too much like the old Niknax. Let's switch it up. So I made the hero image a little bit bigger. Scrolling down, I added a sidebar. We've never had a sidebar before. So I added multi-day auctions to the sidebar. So I figured we'd try that. I mean, I can change it at any time. I'm just like, you know what, let's play around a little bit. Let's have some fun because we can do whatever we want, and why not? So we have this. I also added the Niknax event. You know what I should be doing? I'm still in the builder. I should probably mess around. And then we have the shop bugs down here. So I actually added, let's shop some bugs. So we have the buy it now bugs right under the event. So I got to figure out, how do I get to I have to, hang on. I got to turn you guys back on. I actually have to get to the seller search. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that idea. Where's my Post-its? Oh, they're right here. Add. Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't know if we can do that because on Niknax, we don't have a seller search. I don't think we have that. That's such a good idea, though. I'm going to write it down anyway. Maybe there's a way around it. I don't think we can, but I'm going to add it just in case. I'll bring it up in my meeting. Because I don't think we have. There is one. Okay, I wrote it down. I'm going to play around with it and try to figure it out. Okay, let me get over to our link because I'm actually on the builder. That's not going to help us. And let's do some searching up, and then we're going to continue on. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. That's why I'm like, how do we get to it again? I'm always in the builder. I'm not on the, and then everybody sees. Okay, turn your back around. In the drop down search. Yeah, it would be cool if we just had like a little search bar down here though, right? Okay, so let's do this, and we're going to search for Korea. Let's search for Korea. There we go. These are really colorful. That's actually perfect. Oh shoot. That's actually perfect for our bug bazaar that's coming up. There's some really cute stuff. I really like these butterflies. I wonder if they glow under black light. So there you go. Oh yeah, the Bradley style dolls. I'm surprised we don't have more of those listed, honestly. I wonder if we did Bradley dolls, because those are made in Korea. Oh, we only have one. Well, two. That's kind of surprising. And then we have an M.A. Hadley, which not made in. I don't know why those are showing up, honestly. That's kind of weird. Something wrong with the search results. Oops, I didn't turn you guys around. Something wrong with the search results there. Yeah, those are really colorful and fun. I love those butterflies. It's National Make Your Dream Come True Day. So that's a wonderful, I like that idea. I like the idea of making your dreams come true. So what are some of your dreams that you're working towards, or dreams that you've already made come true? I'd love to hear it in the comments. I feel like talking about them actually helps make them happen. Oh, I'm like, wait, did I do something wrong? That should be every day. Retirement, yeah. There you go. So you can resell full time. There you go. I love it. I think it's important to have big dreams. Tandem bike across the US. Happier 2026. Yeah. More space, travel, all great dreams. I love it. Love it. It's National Sticker Day. Nationals. And you know what? I don't even have our Niknax stickers here in the buy it now. I should probably add those. Do we still have any, actually? I didn't think of that. Let's see. I love that I type in Niknax in my listings and all of the listings pop up. That's kind of funny, isn't it? Sticker. Oh, there's the Niknax sticker. Maybe we're out of the little stickers. Oh, no, there they are. There you go. Now we got stickers in there. So it's not, yeah, it's sticker. Oh my gosh, scratch and sniff stickers. That brings back such good memory. That's nostalgia right there. Scratch and, do they still? I bet they still make them, but not like the old days. To meet me. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm kind of lame, to be honest. But thank you. Don't I put a in your orders? Oh, I love stickers too. Yeah, Laurel really loves stickers. She decorates our walls with stickers, and I think to myself, I mean, with stickers and pencils and markers, and like our whole wall is really just a giant art piece. And I think to myself, I should probably at some point paint over this, but I'm gonna wait until she at least grows out of that stage, and then I'll probably like get the paint out and fix it. But at this point, I'm just enjoying the artwork, really, because it's art. Every time I walk into my living room, I'm like, oh, look, she added to it today. This is nice. Laura, what is this? And she usually tells me it's something wild. Hey, the cone of shame dog is here. You guys want to look at Gunner? He's so sad and pathetic. Gunner, buddy, I know you're so sad. We're just looking for love. It's okay. The cone of shame. You better not try to jump. Don't even. You just chill. Go lay down. Oh yes, he did have his certain surgery. Yes, he did. I know, poor fella. All right, so please save your questions. We're gonna get deep into the notes now. So please save your questions till the end. If you have trouble remembering your questions, I would advise that you write them down, because like if you're like me, I would forget my questions. And yeah, so here we go. First up, let's talk about updates. Android sellers can now list via their app, so when they're live and on the fly. I think that's the same thing, isn't it? When they're live is technically on the fly, right? I'm reading that out loud. Christina. Is that a typo? Oh, okay. That's what Sienna said. We might need clarification on that. It says they can now list from their app both when they're live and on the fly, which is exactly the same thing. So maybe we have some Android sellers that, oh, thank you guys for the sticker purchases. Don't forget there's some other great stuff in there from sellers around the marketplace. Maybe we can get some clarification from any Android sellers. Is what we're saying that you can list a listing, like just list an item when you're not live and also while you're on the fly? I think that's we might need some clarification. That's what it sounds like, but then okay, yeah. So just give me some clarification on that, because I want to make sure that I'm saying the right things. But I don't have an Android, so I don't know. We also, if you'd like to test the new Niknax website, please DM Sienna. You must be willing to test and report any issues. So I gave you guys a little peek at the new website. Obviously, it's still a work in progress. I made those changes this morning, so everybody who was testing it is probably like, whoa, what's like? And every time I make that change or any change, new issues arise. So basically, I'm messing it up. It's like you're testing it all over again every time I make a change. So congratulations to all of you who signed up for that, because you're basically working forever just testing out my bugs. But yeah, so if you're interested in doing that, DM Sienna, and that would be awesome. But you must be willing to test and report any issues to her. If you have any feature suggestions, you can send them to district support. That's support@district.net. I've told you guys this in the past. They are very open to any suggestions that you may have. I've been suggesting things to them for the past 2.5 years, and they listen, they take notes, and occasionally they'll surprise me and be like, hey, that thing you suggested 2.5 years ago. And I'm like, what? So they do listen. And if you have any suggestions, I would encourage you to reach out to them. Remember to always keep your device updated through your phone. The last update was 1 week ago, and it's version 3.2.16. You can find that in the App Store. So you can go to your App Store and make sure that it is updated. Why am I getting the arrow? Is there something I should look at? We can make a new listing while our live. Oh, you can make a new listing while in our lives, and then can list a buy it now and not just during live. Okay, so you guys can now list buy it now listings as well. I understand. Okay. So you guys can just you can have at it. You can do listings, you can do buy it now, you can do it during the live. You're good. Okay. All right. That's fantastic, because I know that Android is kind of falling behind a bit. So it's always, every time we get an Android update, it's exciting, because I know that you guys are kind of you were left in the dust. So it's like, oh yes, Android, yay! Even just the little things are exciting. So congratulations. That's exciting. that is exciting. So if you do have an Android, please make sure you're updated. Make sure that you are updated. Go to your app store, and if you see the update, make sure that is downloaded. All right. Let's see. I don't even know if it's called an app store on an Android, to be honest. All right. Let's update on events. We have decided to make some changes again to our events. I think we made a change. What did we decide last week? I forget. We made some big change last week. No more run by sheet. We decided. No more run by sheets. You guys don't have to run things by us anymore. You guys can just have at it. And the next update that we're doing is no more wait lists. So we're no longer having a wait list, because that just creates a lot of work when there's a wait list, and sometimes the wait list is very long. And after the event obviously fills up, then it becomes a game of messaging the person and trying to fill a spot, and then that person doesn't respond, and then messaging another person, and just going down the wait list is a lot. It's very tedious, and so we decided that we are no longer doing wait lists. For everybody's sake. Well, not everyone, for our sake. So there are no more wait lists. So just so we're all on the same page. How are we subbing? I forget what we decided, to be honest. Christina, did we talk about that? Or have we not decided? She will refer back to the niece. Yeah, that thing. The NEIS interest sheet. The Niknax event interest sheet. Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. The niece. Sometimes you just have to spell things out, Christina. Look at this lotion Sage got for me. It smells really good. Okay. We scheduled our events out. I know a lot of you have been asking for upcoming events. We did discuss events, and we are discussing the final schedule for the next 3 months, but I do have some dates for you guys. So if you would like those dates, I will give them to you now. And here we go. March 7th through the 9th. Let me explain something to you real quick. Previously, we had Glass Gallery, we had Fenton Frenzy, and we had Paperweight Extra, and we would kind of like bounce those events around throughout the year. We decided that it didn't really make sense to have like 3 separate big glass events. And so all of them kind of evolved around glass. And so like the last event we had was the Glass Gallery Collective, and it was all in one. So Glass Gallery Fenton is the event, and it is March 7th through the 9th. So it's Glass Gallery Fenton. That's the event. And it is locked in for March 7th through the 9th. Yeah, Glass Gallery featuring Fenton. So it is a Glass Gallery event, and it is all Fenton. So there is our Fenton event for all of our Fenton friends who have been like, when's the next Fenton event? And then you got me, who I'm like, I got all this Fenton at Goodwill. I've already got it listed. It's preloaded in my upcoming sales. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? You want to have another Fenton event? But I already have it preloaded in these upcoming sales. Now I got to find more. So yeah, I'm kind of doomed. Nothing but Fenton, that is correct. And we have had really big Fenton events in the past. They have done exceedingly well. Yes, they have done very well. We bring in a lot of collectors, and this is very important for everyone who is new here, everyone who needs the reminder that when we have these really big events, we attract a lot of collectors who may have never heard of Niknax, collectors who only come for these big events where we feature a very particular item. And so if you get a spot in these events, you have to bring your A game, and you have to show up, and you have to check your pieces over, and you have to identify them correctly, and you have to know what you're talking about, and you have to make sure that everything is perfect. Otherwise, don't show up. Like, don't try to get a spot. Like you need to show up, and you need to represent this community to the best of your ability. No pressure at all. But you are representing this community, and you need to bring it. so no pressure, guys. No pressure at all. But it is a huge event. Yeah, I think the one event we brought in over, was that a paperweight event? I don't remember. We brought it in over $100,000 in one weekend. All in Fenton. Was it all in, or was it all in paperweights? I don't remember. I think we did it in Fenton and we did it in paperweights. But it no pressure. It was mixed. No pressure, guys. But it's very important. And our sellers who participate in these events, who do bring it, who put their best forward, they are usually very successful. And it's very important, and not just our live sellers, but our entire community, because we're all in it. We're all in it. So, our buy it now sellers, I would encourage you to be putting out your Fenton. We usually feature it all over the homepage. So I would encourage you to be listing your buy it now listings, because people are coming here, they're searching it. They're looking for those keywords. So be using those keywords. If you have Fenton, you have it correctly identified. Be putting it in your keywords. So when people are searching the search bar, they're searching Fenton, they're finding your listings, all of those things. So March 7th through the 9th. Okay. And she's like, it's all there. I'm like, next line is literally, we're lifting the run by requirement, because she knows that I would go there next. Guys, we're lifting the run by requirement. We're also lifting the no train on Thursdays. Please email. Oh yeah, we are not lifting the guidelines. So you guys are still bound by the guidelines. So please remember to read all of the live sale guidelines, all of the train guidelines. You are still required to follow all of the guidelines. And we're still enforcing those. I would encourage you to still email Christina, Moonsky Vintage, at christina@niknax.net with your train name, the description, the date, the name of the conductors, and the graphic, just to make sure that it does not conflict with any Niknax events, because we are still going forward with our Niknax events, and we can't have it conflicting, because if by any chance we are having a Niknax event and it is conflicting, we reserve every right to be like, yeah, sorry, we're having an event that weekend and we can't do that. That's not going to happen, because the Niknax events are, what kind of drive the marketplace, which drive new members, drive collectors to the marketplace, and we need to reserve that right. So yeah, so and also it's important for you guys to be in communication with Christina, because also we can promote it on our calendar. So if you let her know, like, hey, we're having this event on this date, we can know, like, hey, we can put it in the calendar, and then we can put it on the website. All right, and not really. The run by was also so that we could be like, no, that's a dumb idea. You don't want to have that. I mean, we wouldn't say that, but also it was like, no, that's not a good train. You should rethink that. Maybe do a different idea. But we're not doing that anymore. Check your notes at the end. Oh. All right. So we're just going to insert something there in the thing. Let's return to reading the guidelines. Did you ban that person by any chance? Okay, thank you. Because I think that I already spoke to that person and I told them not to do that. So they did this. So here's the deal. No. Okay, let's review the guidelines. Everybody who's been here forever is like, oh man. let's review the guidelines together, everyone. We're going to pull up we're going to go through all 27 guidelines and all of the sub guidelines. I'm just joking. We're not. We're going to go through guideline number 1, the most important of all of the guidelines. Oh shoot, where's Google Docs? Does anyone remember what guideline number 1 is? Look, no cheating. Watch it not be guideline number 1. I'm just like totally jinxing myself. I'm like, it's not even guideline number 1, is it? It is. I was right. No promoting other marketplaces or selling platforms via live sale, chat, DM, or marketplace profile. This includes other marketplaces within district. Even attempts to be vague will be considered a violation. Links to social media platforms do not count as other marketplaces or selling platforms. Other district marketplace owners or members soliciting members will be banned from Niknax. Rule number 1. All right. Actually, this is important to talk about because I think it's probably farther down in our notes. And so we were going to talk about something. Let me see. I'll just skip ahead. Yeah, it's actually it's 2 down. So we're just going to skip ahead. One thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is a new feature here on District or if I just hadn't noticed, but one thing that I've noticed is they now have links in the profile. Is that new? Did I just not notice it before? That's what we're talking about right now. So links in profile. One thing I've noticed is people are now linking other selling platforms in their profile. I don't like it. And so I've made the decision as the marketplace owner that I'm going to start banning people for doing this from Niknax. I'm going to send a warning if I see it in your listen, it's our rule here. It's our guideline. They don't allow it on any other e-commerce site. They don't allow you to do that on Whatnot. They don't allow you to do that on eBay. They don't allow you to do that anywhere else. I don't know why they allow it on District, to be honest, and I don't agree with it. I've let them know I don't agree with it. I've talked to other marketplace owners. I talked to the guys at DibDit. They don't agree with it. So they're not happy about it either. They might start doing the same thing. It's not okay. You can't. It's basically like, hey, here's my Whatnot. Go shop with me over there. Like, you can't do that. I don't care if you promote your Instagram. I don't care if you promote your Facebook. I don't care if you promote your YouTube. But if you've got your Whatnot profile is as your link on your District profile, and people are, I'm not gonna I can't stand for it anymore. So I'm gonna have to start messaging and just like letting you guys know, like, hey, we can't do that. It's driving traffic away from not only Niknax but District also. So I honestly don't know why it's okay, and not just for Niknax but also District. And so I gotta do something about that. But this we can't do that. So yeah, for social media that's perfectly fine. But if you're driving traffic over to other sales platforms, it's like that goes against our number 1 rule. And it would be the same as you going into my copy chat and being like, hey, come over to my marketplace. I can't do that. As far as Linktree goes, I don't really like that either. And that's one I've been kind of like mulling over because, like, I don't know how I feel about the Linktree thing. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of the same. So it's not as blatant, but it's still a thing. I'm not sure what that means. Wishlist rows. No, what I'm talking about is when like they click on a seller profile and the link, like on your seller profile, you can include a link, right? And that link, I don't understand. I'm confused. But like basically if you go to somebody's seller profile and it's like whatnot, and it's like yeah, I don't know. So that we can't do it here on it. It's just against our number one rule. And if I'm gonna be banning people for obviously in the chat or sending messages about join my marketplace, I can't do that and then not be like, hey, you're here in your profile saying the same thing. Like it's the same thing. So that's one thing I did want to talk about. Another thing I wanted to talk about that's not fun that we have to talk about is Jamble. Like, honestly, like, I never heard a good thing about Jamble ever. So, yeah, what is that? It was a fashion selling e-commerce site that's been around since 2021. It was located in Paris. Yeah, it was like a French reselling site. All I ever heard about that was drama and bullying and cattiness. It's shutting down as of February 2026. We're getting a lot of applications from sellers who have sold on Jamble. And that's awesome. I think that's really cool. I welcome sellers from Jamble. I think that's awesome. But one thing I do want to stress is that if we are to be accepting sellers from Jamble, yes, we have a very strong set of guidelines. Obviously, we just went over that. And there's a lot of things that were happening on Jamble that we will not tolerate here. So we have a zero tolerance policy for bullying, for fakes, for cattiness, for a lot of the behaviors that were happening on Jamble. Do we have a troll? Yeah, we do. It's over on. How does that? Oh, don't they pay to become a member? They pay me to troll. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. I don't. But you know what? Hey, I got their money, so that's all that matters. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So bonus. Yeah, it's so funny. Every time I get somebody who like applies and they include Jamble in their profile, I email Vanessa and I'm like, do you recognize this seller? Do you recognize this one? Like, is this somebody you recognize? Like, I always vet them through her. But like we have so many applying now that I can't be like of giving her like this list of like 20 sellers. Like, do you recognize any of these ones? But I just think it needs to be said that we just don't tolerate those behaviors here. There is a reason it is shutting down. Absolutely. There's a reason they're shutting down. The behaviors were out of control and none of that is tolerated here. So zero tolerance policy. If I see it happening, I'm not even going to give a warning. I'm just going to done. Because it was just ridiculous. I know. Yeah, it just stresses me out because I cringe when I see the name Jamble. It makes me cringe. And I think that's why they're done and they've shut down because people hear the name if you know what it is and you're just like, ooh. There's a reason. If that ever happened to Niknax, I would be so sad. I hope that when people hear Niknax, they're like, oh, Niknax. Like, I hope that they get excited. I hope that they're like, oh yeah, that's such a friendly place. Like, I hope that those are the feelings they get. Like after thinking about the feelings I get when I see Jamble, I'm like, oh man, I hope that people get a good feeling when they hear Niknax. But yeah, so that's I wanted to talk a little bit about Jamble because I know they're shutting down in February. I'm getting a ton of applications, and it's stressing me out. To be honest, it's stressing me out because I know there's good people there. There has to be. They can't all be bad, but like it does stress me out. Let's see. Scamble, is that what they call it? Oh, shoot. All right, let's see. I have to think about how I want to talk about this. I might come back to that. Co-selling. Let's talk about co-selling. Yeah, I'll come back to that one. Co-selling. Sandy, My Flippin' Van Life, and Christina, along with their colleagues, want to share the benefits of co-selling. As you guys know, they usually go live and they just do this marathon of live. And this weekend specifically was quite the marathon with lots of crazy interruptions. There was a gas leak. There was some babysitting involved. There was like just this wild adventure. If you guys were there for it, and it just that opportunity really highlights the benefits of co-selling, because it was like, hey, listen, I got to evacuate my apartment. Why don't you jump in and sell some stuff? So that's one of the benefits of co-selling, is that, if by any chance, you do have to like, oh, hey, I got to pause. I have to grab my dogs and I have to like hightail it out of here. Can you take over? Listen, I got you. I got this. I can sell some stuff while you're evacuating. No big deal. So that, like if you ever want to co-sell with your friend, there you go. Okay. So, really good opportunity there. Restroom breaks included. If you have to go to the bathroom, you've got a friend to take over for you. It's also entertaining. You have somebody to bounce off of, for sure. You have somebody to bounce off of. If you get, you get time. You get time. Like, typo. It took me a moment. Usually I'm pretty good at it, but I'm like, you get time to restock and organize. You have that banter. You can showcase the strong community. I think it's great too. I told you guys, I've been thinking about doing this podcast. I was going to do it when I got back from Florida, but here's the great thing is I'm not going to Florida now. So I have time to think about this, and I might have more time to brainstorm my plans for my podcast. But like thinking about that, and it's like, this is basically a podcast, because you guys are like you're selling, but you're also podcasting. You're like bouncing off each other and you're like having a good time and you're talking, and like I think that's awesome. You get the opportunity to meet new people through each seller. Yeah, you're kind of like sharing customers in a way. Like you're introducing your customers to each other. I mean, that's a great opportunity to introduce. It's kind of like when we do collabs as YouTubers or content creators, you're introducing your, and so that, that's a great opportunity. Just thinking this through, if you are somebody who sells jewelry and, you have somebody else who sells maybe like sports cards, like doing a collab there, it's like, oh my gosh, like thinking outside the box and doing crazy collabs through co-selling and stuff, and introducing new customers, new clientele to each other, or to new sellers. I think that's pretty cool. Less lulls. Like, Christina, this is like a list of like 17 things. I really like, I could keep going. It's a twofer for viewers and buyers. Based on personality, energy, and selling stuff. We could, like, I know, like, apparently she's very enthusiastic about this, obviously, because we could just call it, we could just keep going and be like, all right, and that's the end of Coffee Chat. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Oh, that's a really good point. You can't do it anywhere else. That's right. Does any other selling platform have co-selling? Let me think about that for a moment. No. Only here on District, Niknax. That is correct. That is correct. They don't have that on Whatnot, do they? Like, here, you want to come in and share my screen? Oh, that's cute. All right, let's see. Oh, by the way, you can't say seller anymore over there, can you? That's interesting. Ooh, wait, maybe we should come up with a code word for seller over here just so that we can be cute. What's a cute word for seller? Oh God, there we go again. Listen, I just received a gift membership again. They're over there just throwing money at me. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna feel really bad if that was real and that wasn't like a fake one. Okay. I just looked at the name and I'm like, Slappy Slap. That can't be real. To watch them be like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you for like 7 years. And then we'd be like, oh my God, I'm the worst person in the whole world. But also Slappy Slap just seems like a fake one, right? Okay. All right, back to where were we? Yeah, I was just ragging on whatnot. I probably can stop that now. No, you can't say that word anymore. That's a swear word. That's a bad word. Don't say that over there. Yeah, they added that to their bad words list. You're allowed to say the F word, but you can't say the S word. Don't say it. Shoot. Isn't that funny? Okay, let's see. Shout outs and reminders. Sellers, thank you for your continuing to shout out all types of sellers for your live shows. Absolutely. I mean, we say this every week. We appreciate you guys shouting out Buy It Now sellers while you are live. Speaking of, make sure you're checking out the store. I told you guys to put some cute bugs down there. Pusher. I like that. Make sure you check out the store icon down here. I put some really great items from pushers all around the marketplace. They're pushing some really great stuff there into the store. So make sure you look at it. There's some bugs. Some moderately cute bugs in there. So worth checking out. I'm hoping that with the new website, we'll be able to highlight some Buy It Now listings. So go and check that out. What else do we have coming up? We have Carlisle Antique Fest. We have gotten a huge influx of people signing up for Carlisle Antique Fest. For those of you who don't know, we are hosting Carlisle Antique Fest at the Carlisle Fairgrounds this May. Super excited about that. It is being hosted by Niknax, of course. Apparently I'm not logged in. I'm not logged into that. That's so weird. I'm logged in all the time. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this event. It's going to be amazing. And the more vendors we have signing up, I'm like, this is amazing. My goal is to get over there at some point, hopefully this week, and do some filming of the fairgrounds to give everyone an idea of how the booths are laid out, so that if you guys are hesitant about picking your booth, or you're not sure how everything is laid out, you will have a better idea for that. Currently, we have 87 vendors signed up. My goal is 500. I know we can hit it. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the map. We have a huge contingent of handmade. It's been amazing to see some of the handmade artists that are signing up for this. We've got clay. We have fabric artists who work with like vintage fabrics. We have obviously vintage vendors, MCM. We have rusty, dusty, crusty vendors. Like it's such a variety so far that it's so exciting. Jewelry vendors, of course. Such a great variety already that I'm just excited to continue to see it building. So that is going to be Mother's Day weekend in May, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. So if you're interested in that, you can find it on the website, carlisleantiquefest.com, and you can sign up to be a vendor. I think it says on here how many days away. I think we're 114 days away into this event. So if you're interested, you can go over, you can fill out an application. It is free to fill out an application. Once you are approved, you'll get access to the map, and then you can sign up for a spot. There are some spots, it's $120 to $400, or just depending on where you want to set up, of course. There's field spots for $120 and then all the way up to $400 if you want to be in the building. We've got quite a few vendors in the building already. Pavilion spots, tent spots, all of the spots available. So very excited. If you guys are interested, just send in an application. So we've got that coming up. What else do we have? Support at district.net with any technical issues, payouts, updates, or support. And community at Niknax.net with any buying issues, like issues with buyers, issues with sellers, anything having to do with the community, the marketplace, reporting, guidelines, violations, anything like that. There's so high. That's like I'm saying. There's some really good stuff there in the bio now. Really cute stuff. All right, so let's talk about some more upcoming events, shall we? We've got Love Bugs Bazaar coming up January 24th through the 25th. Gunner's down here with his cone of shame. He's like, what are you doing? Okay. So 24th through the 25th. Oh shoot, I got the dates wrong on the thing. Darn it. I'm gonna fix it. It's on the new website. Nobody can see it anyway. But I did 23rd through the 24th. So silly. So that's right. Okay, 24th through the 25th. Love Bugs Bazaar. It must be a variety of items. So it's a challenge. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are in this event, make sure you are sourcing now, because I have a time slot in this event and I'm like, oh, I got to start sourcing. And I went to the antique mall the other day. I'm like, I got to find bugs. And I found like one bug. I'm like looking everywhere and I'm like, oh man. So if you're in this event, you better be sourcing now, because I'm like, it is a challenge. They are not easy to find, especially if you need to find a variety, because you can't do all jewelry. You can't do like all one thing. You got to mix it up. So you got to be looking, and you got to be on it. Okay. So I'm just letting you know right now. You can email Christina if you need any guidance. There's no mythical creatures allowed. No mollusks. That means no snails. Okay, no snails. Even though there's some in the bio now. No snails. Okay. Obviously, I don't know my insects. Even though my nephew is like, here, look at this one. He's still teaching me. Okay, I'm still in training for the bugs and the insects. We're looking for a mix of categories. This includes decor, jewelry, ephemera, handmade, clothing, etc. Okay, now I'm ready to talk about the thing. Okay, so when it comes to being in a train, we do have certain guidelines that involve variety. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of people who are watching and expecting a variety. And if we have too much of one item, people get bored. And we have so many people who show up for these events and they want a variety. Snails are slimy. They are slimy and they don't have any legs. Let's be real. And if you want a bug or an insect, it's got to have a lot of legs. I did receive an inquiry about why we couldn't have all handmade as one of the sales, like in one of the sales. Why not like all handmade for one sale? And the reason for that is because as much as we love our handmade category, having all of these sales set up and then one sale that was exclusively handmade of all one type of item might slow down the sale. And when we have like 40 sellers all lined up with all this variety, we've told people you can't have all jewelry, you can't have all ephemera, you can't have all clothing, you have to mix it up, you have to have variety. We just can't have all one type of item because people are expecting that variety and it might slow down the event. So I mean that goes for any event that we have, any theme that we might have. We just can't have all of one item. So that's where that 20% rule comes in. I don't see it mentioned here, but we got to just mix it up. We got to have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, but that is the theme. The theme is all Fenton, but it's not. So this is bugs. That is the theme. In that it's all Fenton, but it's not like all Fenton figurines. I mean, what I'm saying is it's all Fenton, but like, I don't know what I'm saying. But that's the event. The event is Fenton. That's the expectation. The expectation is for you to bring all Fenton. Here, the expectation is for you to bring all bugs, but different types of bugs, different things within the theme. It's a themed event. Now you're just trying to trick me, and I can't be tricked. Sorry. I'm like, I can't think too much about it. Don't make me think too hard. I can't do it. Christina's like, no, she can be tricked. She's don't make her think too hard. I'm gonna drink. I spilled half my coffee. I can't do this right now. Oh man. Oh gosh, it's one of those days. And then what else was there to talk about when I got? I know. Well, if you were here, I shook it, and nobody told me not to shake it. It was very sad. I'm like, oh man, does it say not to shake it on here? Probably says don't shake it. Nowhere on this can does it say do not shake it, by the way. There was something else. There was something else I wanted to touch on that. That was the 20% rule. And then it's in the, you didn't even put it in double parentheses. You're like, I don't know if you want to talk about this, so I'm going to put it in triple parentheses. Man. And then I skipped over it because I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about this right now. You think we need to share so there's no confusion? Can you send me a screenshot of the email so I don't get off topic? Because I can't pull up the email because I'm on my phone. Okay. I'm going to continue until Christina sends me that. Also, let's see. Your items can have a bug on it. So it doesn't have to be a bug. It doesn't have to be like a bug figurine. It can have a bug on it. Also, wait, let me just backtrack a little bit. I'm not saying like you can't. What was it? Where was I? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, your item can have a bug on it. It doesn't have to be no moving bugs, right? No moving. That was hard for me too. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to find any living bugs. I just want, no live bugs. Let's just put that on there right now. No live bugs, okay? Be taxidermy bugs, but no living bugs. It can have a bug on it, so it could be like a sweater with a bug on it, like an embroidered bug or something like that. So if clothing is your thing, you can have like a nice sweater with an embroidered ladybug or something like that. Spiders count. Insects are included as well. We have the Fenton event, March 7th through the 9th. Start curating now. This is what I'm stressing, especially with the bug thing, because I tried finding bugs the other day, and I'm telling you what, it was not easy. Not easy at all. So if you are in that event and you're thinking, oh, I'll find stuff next weekend, the weekend before the event, start now. It's not easy. Start looking for bugs. And for that time slot, for a 30-minute time slot, I would say like 12 is like very scary. Like you need 15 at least. And that's if you talk a lot. Like for me, I need at least 15 and I talk a lot. So just start getting those bugs together. Um, Same with Fenton. Start finding that Fenton. It's. I've found that it's hard to find Fenton for resale. It's easy to find Fenton, but it's hard to find it at a price where I can resell it. So if you are aiming for that Fenton March 7th through the 9th event, start curating now. Obviously, it's going to be the interest sheet. Thank you, Christina. That just came through. Details are going to be posted in the announcements. Make sure that your notifications are on. All right. Oh, like the scarabs? Were those scarabs? No, those were scarabs, right? The ones from the mummy? I think those were scarabs. I love, oh yeah, I love scarabs. I love Egyptian revival. Like, it's my favorite. I love Egyptian revival. All right, let me see what I got here. Oh, okay. So one concern that was brought to my attention, and I do feel so. I had an email that was sent to me, and I don't want to get into too much detail because it's not a huge deal, but it was feedback, and I wanted to address it. I had an email that was sent to me, and I'm just gonna address a few things. I'm always open to feedback. Let me start with I'm always open to feedback, and I don't yeah. Anyway, so this was some feedback that was sent to me, and I felt like I didn't know if it was like feedback from just one person or if multiple people are feeling it. So I figured I'd just bring it up. So the reason that handmade and why I've chosen to call it handmade and not anything more like artisan or anything like that. There's a very specific reason for the reason. Does it bother anyone else that we call it handmade? First of all, let me ask that question. Does it bother you that we call it handmade? And I mean, there's no wrong answer. Does it bother you that it's handmade? Would you prefer that it was like artisan or no? Okay. All right. I didn't know if that was like a collective, like I don't want to call them. I didn't mean like okay. All right. All right. I mean, so for me, and this is my reasoning behind it, and I thought I would share it with you guys just because like this is the way my mind works, and this is the reason why it is called handmade. Yeah. So I got an email that was they were very adamant about handmade makes it sound like something you do in kindergarten, which I understand. It does. It's like something you do in kindergarten, and I get that. But the other thing is like artisan. Yes, absolutely. Like artisan implies that it's like artist made, and I understand. Trust me, I understand. But I read this email out loud to Sage and Shelby, and Sage thinks artisan is bread, type of bread, and Shelby didn't know what it meant. And so there's a reason that I use the word handmade, and that's because everybody knows what handmade is, because it's everybody knows what handmade. I mean, like, people come to Niknax, they see handmade, they know what it means. It goes with the whole Niknax vibe. I mean, it's simple. People know what it is. It's handmade, and so it makes me feel better that it was just an opinion of maybe one person, a select few, but I wanted to explain my reasoning for the word handmade, and that is the reason that we call it handmade. Although I do recognize, that artisan does sound more artist made. My computer is trying to listen to me, but that is the reason behind, because we're not making bread. People are gonna come over like, oh, where's the sourdough or beer? Oh shoot! Anybody making sourdough over here on Niknax? Yeah, I was like, oh man. Now I get it. I get it, but there's a reasoning behind it, and it's a marketing thing. It's a marketing thing because like more people understand what that means. You make sourdough. See, I don't eat bread. That's my problem. I don't eat bread. Maybe I would eat sourdough. I would maybe eat like fresh bread. I might eat it fresh. If it was still warm from the oven, I might eat that. Yeah, I don't know if the other one's really worth responding to. I don't know. I think the other thing in the email that it just kind of bothered me a little bit is because it's not worth it. Yeah, so that was the one thing. So anyway, I'm always open to your guys' feedback. There is reasons why I do the things that I do, and even though I'm open to your feedback, I have my reasons for doing things that I do, and I understand when you guys I understand why it would seem better to do artisan, but also why it is better to do handmade because more people know what it is. But sometimes you guys come up to me with really good ideas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this idea. Let's do it. So I always open to it, and I think that's what's really important about Niknax and what makes it so great is that we have this open conversation, and we can have this coffee chat. And I'll be honest, there was a part of this email, and this is the part where I'm like, I don't even know if this is worth talking about. There was a part of this email where I got to the end of it, and I was like, Christina, I think we should just stop coffee chat. Let's cancel coffee chat. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to film a static video and post it to YouTube every week because I just don't want to do coffee chat anymore. I feel like having coffee chat and having an open conversation, and I feel like I feel like having this open conversation is giving too much of an impression that I don't know. I just like there got to. I know. I realized after the fact. I had some time to think about it. This email was last week, and I realized after the fact. I was like, you know what? That's a silly decision. I know, Kristen. She's like, I told you. But there was a point in the email. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's a bad idea to have coffee chat and open myself up to this and. But that's what that is Niknax. That's what sets us apart is this human factor where we can sit down and we can talk about it, and I can hear your opinions and I can get your feedback. And even at the end of the day, when I feel like I'm making this decision, even though we might not always agree, I've at least heard your opinion, and I can weigh your opinion, and I can know that okay, this is how the majority of people here on Niknax feel. I still feel like this is the best decision, but we can all talk about it, and we can, like there's been times where I've been like, I think we should do this, and you guys are like, no, let's not do that, and you've swayed my decision. So yeah. I'm glad that I was like, no, I'll keep doing coffee chat. It's fine. I'm glad we're all here. Oh man, so yeah. Oh gosh. But anyway, that was my spiel. And I think that's the end of the notes. Wait, let me check. Did she give us a quote? Yeah. No, I think it's important. I mean, that is really literally what sets us apart. I mean, and I think that's where it got to me was, it was like, okay, at the end of it, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do for us in 2026? And can you please explain your plan and what are you going to do for us and this, that, and the other? And it was like these demands of like, I need to know this and I need to know that and I need to know this. And it's like, wait a second, I don't have to explain anything to you. And I was thinking about that and I was like, well, maybe the problem is that I'm doing coffee chat and there's this expectation that I have to explain myself. And that's the problem is that like I do this and now there's an expectation that I have to explain myself. And I'm like, well, I'll just stop doing coffee chat and then there's no expectation. But I'm like, well, no, there's still no expectation. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. I can still do coffee chat and there's still no expectation. So, wait. Now there's a quote here. It says, "Don't be a sour apple, do the right thing." I think she made that up. The only person you have to answer to is your kids. Oh, this is very true. Yeah, no, they are the real bosses. They are the real bosses. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's very true. But no, my next sale is today. It's at 3 o'clock, and I think I'm gonna try to do another sale this week. Actually, now that I'm not going to Florida, I have a sale today at 3 o'clock, and then I have another sale on February 1st. Oh, we got a newbie train. January 31st, February 28th, and March 28th. So for those of you who are new here, who are not familiar, the newbie train is a very important part of Niknax. And what that is it is an opportunity for anyone who is new to live selling. You know, obviously live selling is a newer phenomena, but it's an opportunity for you to figure it out, learn what buttons to press, get an idea for what all is involved, get in front of an audience that understands that I'm new to this. I'm kind of just learning, so it's very supportive. The community understands what's going on, and it's just a really good opportunity. So Elsie, the thrifting teacher, does this newbie train once a month, and I would really encourage you, if you want to give live selling a try, that is the best way to kind of get your feet wet and give it a shot. So no, we are not leaving District. Niknax is powered by District. So even though we have a new website, I think District is kind of just moving farther into the background. That's kind of how I would explain it. So when we first started with District, obviously we launched on District, and we were kind of like, if District was the mall, we were a shop in the mall. And then my goal for Niknax was always to just kind of like be our own island, so to speak. And we're kind of moving towards that goal of just being our own entity, with District running all the technology. So that's kind of what's happening. So District is still all of the infrastructure. They still run all of the technology. They run the customer support side of things, like in the background with any technical issues and all of that. So they are behind the scenes, and I am the spokesperson, pretty much. Yeah, so the payment system is Stripe. So Stripe is the processing system. So if you have ever been on Whatnot, Stripe also is Whatnot, and Stripe is also District. So it's all secure payment system. But if you're having issues with your payment processing, District is the one that can help you with that. Yeah, District has an agreement with them. So it's not PayPal, if that's what you're wondering. It's not PayPal. I believe, isn't eBay still doing PayPal? Maybe. I think they do a couple different ones. Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't realize what time it is. It's currently 12:18. I have a meeting in about 12 minutes that I got to jump on. So if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I can answer a few more, and then I probably got to jump off here. Actually, I was just talking to Andrew about it this morning, and I am going to be working on that probably for the next 2 weeks. I think my goal is actually I'm going to send it all to an auction house. I'm going to just send it to an auction house. It's a lot. I mean, just dragging it all here is kind of silly because we don't have the space for it here. Or it's like the space there is huge, and like to pack it all up and bring it here is like, we're just going to fill this space. So I think we're going to bring it to an auction house. But the thing about it is if we do bring it to an auction house, I'm going to promote it through, obviously wherever I'm at. So anyone who's interested can have an opportunity to get it. So somebody asked about tax information for filing taxes. That would be through Stripe. I think Stripe sends the 1099. I'm not sure about that though. Maybe it's through district. We talked about maybe doing that, but I want it gone, and I know that sending it to an auction, it'll start low, it'll all be gone. Like there's no like, oh, let's all haul it all here, and then like maybe it'll, and then we gotta haul it all back. Like I just want to wash my hands of it and be done. Yeah, that's the plan. Yes, USPS price increase is happening again. I know Sage is all about. She wants to do that. Even if we were to send everything there to auction, we could bring this stuff to Garland. I mean, like there's no shortage of stuff ever. And even if I sell all the stuff, I can always get more stuff. There's always going to be more stuff. Always. I mean, I've even thought about selling the collection I have at my house. Like, there's always going to be more stuff, you know? Always going to be more. Laurel is Laurel. She is wonderful. She is her spunky, wonderful self. Yeah, and also I have so much high-end stuff. I have so much high-end like Murano that's huge. I wouldn't even want to ship it. Like, that big fish tank vase. Have you guys seen my big fish? It's like this. It's got this giant fish in it. Like, I wouldn't want to ship that thing. You know what they ship? They ship stuff. I'm gonna let them ship it. I wouldn't trust it in my booth. I wouldn't trust any of that stuff in my booth. Yeah, and I was even gonna put stuff from my office. My office stuff, my good stuff. Maybe my puffer fish. I might. I might. My mom started radiation yesterday, so she's just started radiation. Oh my gosh, 20-pound Marana. That's wild. Yeah, any more questions about Niknax? Yeah, that's Gunner. Oh, you guys can see him? He's got a little squishy butt. No, it's just Hank stresses out when he comes to the shop, so I don't bring him very often. He just paces. He can't handle it. Yeah, Sage and Shelby bring their pups here sometimes. Yeah, he doesn't like leaving the house. He does like car rides, but he doesn't like being here. It's probably too many smells. All right, I got 2 more minutes, then I gotta hop off and get ready for my meeting. So does anybody have any more questions? Any Niknax related questions? Oh, you have questions. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock today. Everything's preloaded, so if you guys aren't able to be there, you want to throw a bid at it, it will be at 3 o'clock today. Oh, I like that idea. I don't know, Christina, did you see that Mother's Day train gift ideas for your mom? That is not a bad idea. I even like the idea of just featuring that on our homepage, like it's a buy it now. Gift ideas for mom. All right. Well, on that note, I think we're probably going to do a raid. Peak of the Week train, February 4th, starting February 4th, 7:30 to noon. Seller application. Send me a DM. Send me a DM. All right. Let's do a read, shall we? And maybe I'll see you guys at 3 o'clock. All right. Thank you. Yeah, at least I didn't cry this time, okay, guys? All right, let's see. Who's live right now? You know what? Let's see. Got Music City Girl with Handmade. You know what? Let's go see Claudine. She is on day 13 of her challenge that she's doing, and I think that's just amazing. So we are going to go see Claudine, okay? All right, here we go.